Hello everybody, how are you? Today we will complete our question about EBS for max and EBS for minimum. Look at the example. F of t equal t subtract cube root of t on the interval -1 and 4. First, we want to find derivative of this function f dash of t. It will be 1. We know the derivative of this function will be what? We can drop the power here because it was t subtract t power third. We can drop the power here third and subtract power here from 1. Yeah, we can write third subtract 1. So f dash of t equal 1 subtract third t of what? Third subtract 1 equal -2 over 3. Because third subtract 1 equal -2 over 3. And then we can set this function equal what? Equal 0 to find critical number. So 1 subtract 1 over 3 t power -2 over 3 equal 0, and then 1 equal third t power -2 over 3. Okay, it's meaning 1 equal 1 over 3 t power 2 over 3, and we can find the result by cross. The product of extremes equals the product of means, or denominator equal what? Denominator equal 1. So 3t power 2 over 3 equal 1. It's okay. We can find the result here. We can moving here and we can find the result about this example. 3 we can divide it by 3 here, so t power 2 over 3 equal 1 over 3, and we can find the result by multiply by what? We can put outside 3 here and third power 3, so the result will be t power 2 equal 1 over 27, and then we can find the square root of 27 here, positive or negative. So t will be square root of 27. The result will be positive or negative. 1 over 3 times 9 equal 27. We can write 3 root 3. Okay, we can find the result about this critical number here. Positive 1 over 3 or 3 and negative 1 over 3 or 3. We have the digit belonging to the interval here. Okay, so we can find f of all these digits, and we have here t power this number in denominator. Look at here, it will be what? 3t power 2. It have fraction. If we have a fraction, we must find critical number, so t will be equal 0 and t equal 0 here, because t in denominator. If we have the square root or any cube root in denominator, we must find critical number about 0 here. So the denominator, it will be in denominator here it will be equal 0. So critical number will be t equal 0, or t equal 1 over 3 or 3, or t equal -1 over 3 or 3. Okay, all these digits belong to this interval, so we can find critical number about all this point to find EBS max and EBS for minimum. Okay, look at here. We can look at here another paper. Okay, look at the steps here. We have 5 point. We must find f of all this point to find EBS max and EBS minus. Look at this example. We can find f of 0 and f of -1 and f of 4 and f of 1 over 3 or 3. We can use a calculator to find the result. Okay, I will use calculator. Stop here. F of 0 we know will be 0. F of 0 will be 0, and we can find all this number by using calculator. Okay, all the result about all this function. So we can find EPS here will be what? Will be f of what? F of 4 more than EBS max. This is the max. and minimum will be f of 1 over 3 root 3. So EBS max will be f of 4 equal what, 2.4126. It was 4 subtract cube root of 4. Okay, and EBS for minimum will be f of root 3 over 9 equal root 3 over 9. It was here 1 over 3 root 3. It's meaning root 3 over 9. Okay, you can using multiply by root 3 on numerator and denominator, so the result will be root 3 over 9. Okay, it's the EBS minimum will result will be negative 2 root 3 over 9. Okay, it's a very important example. You must pay attention about all steps. Okay, another example. Look at here. We can find EBS absolute max and absolute min about this example. Okay, absolute max and absolute min about this example. F of t, look at here, equal square root of t over 1 plus t power 2, all intervals 0 and 2. Who can solve it? First, we can find derivative of the function at equal 0 to find critical number. Now we can find the result about f dash of t. We know we have a decimal or fraction. We can write this denominator power 2 multiply, denominator multiply derivative about numerator, subtract by numerator multiply derivative about the numerator. Okay, we can use this rule to find the result. 1 plus t power 2 here, and you can write it here all power 2. 1 plus t power 2 multiplied by derivative out root of 2 equal 1 over 2 root of t. So derivative out root of 2, 1 over 2 multiply root t. Okay, subtract. We can write root of t multiply by derivative of this function. The result will be 2t. So we can simplify it. Here 1 multiply 1 over 2 root t, we can simplify it by multiply root t to cancel this root. We can cancel this root, or we can write all this expression equal 0. You find f dash of t equal 0, so denominator will be equal 0. But in this denominator we can write critical number about 1 plus t power 2. T power 2 plus 1 equal 0. It's impossible to find critical number here because we have 1 plus t power 2. Okay, then we can find 1 plus t power 2 multiply by 1 over root of t, 2 multiply root of t. Okay, subtract root of t multiply 2t equal 0. This example we can multiply by root t to cancel this. Okay, multiply by 2 root of t left hand side and right hand side about our expression here. So the result will be equal 0. And here we can cancel this expression or term. The result will be 1 plus t power 2 subtract 2 root t multiply t equal 2t multiply by 2t. The result will be 1 plus t power 2 subtract 4t power 2. All this expression equal 0. And the result will be 1 subtract 3t power 2 equals 0. You can move 3t power 2 by right hand side. Then 1 equals 3t power 2. Then t power 2 equal 1 over 3. Then t equal 1 over root of 3, positive or negative. This fraction or critical number equal 1 over root 3, positive or negative. It can belong to or not, it belong to 0 and 2. So we can find f of 0 here, f of 0 and f of 2, and f of 1 over 3 root 3 and f of 1 over negative 1 over root 3 about this function. Okay, again, this example we find f dash of t and put f dash of t equals 0 to find critical number, and then we can find an absolute max on the absolute minimum about this function. We can write f of 0 and f of 2 and f of 1 over root 3 and f of negative 1 over root 3 can't belong to. Okay, we have negative 1 over root 3 not belong to with this interval 0 and 2, not belong to. So t will be third, so we can find 0 and 2 and third only. Okay, so we can find the result about using calculator about this function. It's okay, we can use a calculator to find the value of all critical number here. We know absolute max, then absolute max, we can write max number here will be what? 3 over root 3, such that f of 1 over root 3 equals 3 over 4 root 3 is more than root 2 over 5, and absolute value of minimum such that f of 0 equals 0. Okay, look at another example. We want to find absolute max and absolute minimum about this function. First we can find f dash of t. Derivative about this function, we write 2 outside here coefficient, and cosine t, derivative about cosine will be negative sine t, and derivative about sine will be cosine 2t. Derivative about this angle will be 2. Okay, it was f dash of t. We can write 2 outside here coefficient, and we can simplify it. We know cosine 2t, we can simplify it by identity. It's meaning 1 subtract 2 sine power 2 t. Okay, so we can simplify it negative 2 sine t plus 2 multiplied by, we can write here 1 subtract 2 sine power 2 of t. It's very important to know identity here. And we can write this expression equals 0. Factorize it, negative 2 sine. You can simplify by distributive. 2 multiply 1 equal 2, negative 2 multiply 2 equal 4 sine power 2 t. In this expression we want set all expression equals 0 and to find the critical number. So we can repeat it. All this term here will be 4 sine power 2t plus 2 sine t plus will be negative 2 equals 0, and we can divide it by 2 to simplify it. You can divide it by 2 with all terms. The result will be 2 sine power 2 of t plus sine t subtract 1 equals 0. So we can write here 2 sine t multiply sine t will be 2 sine power t, and 1 we can write 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1, and we know 1 times 2 equal 2. The result will be positive here and it will be negative, so we can write 2 sine t negative 1 equals 0. It will be 1, so sine t equal half. Then the result will be what? We know sine 30 or 60, sine 30 equal half, so t here equal 30 degree. It's meaning pi over 6. Okay, and pi over 6 falling into interval from 0 to pi over 2, and here we can write sine t equal what? Negative 1. We can move the 1 from right hand side or left hand side to right hand side and inverse the sign. Here will be negative. Sine equal what? Negative 1. Negative 1 here. Can you find the result about negative 1? We know sine negative 1 equal what? From circle unit here it was 0 and here negative 1 and 0, negative 1 and 0, and here 0 and negative 1. So the result will be 227, not falling into the interval. So we can find the result about here. Then we have critical number pi over 6 and 0 and pi over 2 only. Okay, so we can find f of pi over 6 and f of 0 and f of pi over 2. You can use a calculator to find the result about this function. Put here t equal 30, cosine 30 equal root 3 over 2, multiply 2 equal root 3, and sine multiply 2 multiply by 30 equals 60, sine 60 equal root 3 over 2. So we have the result will be 3 over 2 root 3. You can use in calculator or you can using by your mind, such that I do. Okay, 1.5 3 over 2 root 3. So we can approximate again. The result will be 2.6. And what about f of 0? Here cosine 0 equal 1, 2 multiply 1 equal 2 plus 0 here equal 2. So f of 0 equal 2, and f of pi over 2 90. Cosine 90 equals 0 here, and here 90 divided by 2 or 90 multiplied by 2 180, sine 180 equal 0. So the result will be 0 plus 0, the result will be 0. So we can find absolute max and absolute minimum. Absolute max here will be f of pi over 6. It's absolute max, such that f of pi over 6 equal 2.6, and absolute minimum such that f of what, pi over 2 equals 0. You must do all these steps, okay?